your fifth read, sixth read, seventh read, eighth read, and I'll talk about what a sixth read is, even though you only have 5 guys in the field. So how do you have 6 reads? So imagine this is gun split close, and this is the halfback wheel, where you have on the right side of the field, you have the streak, the corner, and then the halfback flat. So he was running nickel 55 odd defense, and he was running it to a T the way we show. So pressure left, right, changing up coverages. So he's doing a really good job of mixing things up, and it made it very difficult for me to make reads. So I knew I had to keep a halfback in. And it was multiple situations where he knew everywhere I wanted to go. If I put a guy in a drag, he was instantly ready for it. He knew what was happening. I knew in my bag of tricks that he wanted to make sure to defend the speed out, and he knew he wanted to defend that deep post. But there's one route that I have used, and I've used it very well against some of the best players in the world, and that's because they're never really fully anticipating the sixth read. And the sixth read is when I throw a route out there that is not really mixed in, typically, with what you see. And that tends to be this quick in cut. And in my opinion, it's one of the most underused routes in the game because it beats everything. It beats man-to-man. It beats zone. It's really good against a zone blitz. So take a look at this. If you play offense, if I play a cover 2 style defense and I send one of those hot fire cheddar blitzes, right? Hot fire cheddar blitzes. It could look something like this, right? If I blitz, I'm going to blitz Lofton here, slide him here, blah, blah, blah. Something like this, right?
Pressure's going to come in.
Pressure, blah, blah, pressure's going to come in. So you're in most cases, people aren't really ready for this 10-yard route that cuts, runs and then cuts in delayed. Mm-hmm. They're watching out for vertical patterns, aggressive catches, corners, drags, everything. So then they leave that route open. They leave that bad boy open. So when you say, how do you get back in 100 reps knowing your sixth read, that's not a typical hot route that you put on the field. So knowing your sixth read is, what is that extra hot route that gets me over the hump that I typically don't use?
Also,
and that's your sixth read, seventh read.
So we talk about game theory back in the day. Game theory is a deep topic. It's used in behavioral sociology, but one thing you don't want to do is just curl this receiver, and here's why.
Right.
Because you can throw this route at the same time as the curl,
mm-hmm.
but if you just throw the curl and it gets covered, well, then you're dead.
You're dead
if the curl gets covered.
He has no movement.
Correct. But if you throw this, you might not be able to throw it right now where the curl would have been, but you then open yourself up
more windows.
To more windows, and then they have to use that all the way across the field. They
mm-hmm.
can't just sit on the curl. They have to run all the way across the field, and then you're going to open everything else up. So that's a little bit of game theory as to how you can maximize. You're getting 2 routes out of that, so that might be your first. So the first read might be the flat. Second read might be Ginn, where the curl area was. Your third read might be the corner. Your fourth read might be the streak. But then your fifth read might be Ted Ginn again later.
Right.
Similar to the gun split close stuff in the Brain Trust from Tweezy, where you're not looking at the deep post, which gets all the way across the field for 20 yards against cover 3. You're not looking to that until way later.
Right.
It's way late. You've already looked at the halfback twice.
Right.